Bloody van. So this must be like the van equivalent of peeing yourself.
See that stuff on the ground? That big multicoloured puddle? Well, that's power steering fluid, which last weekend Travis decided he didn't like anymore. Thank you to the guys from the AA for recovering me, despite me only putting in the fault as steering heavy. That was helpful.
Nah. We'll touch base on what's wrong with Travis in a second. First, let me show you how I'm getting about at the moment. You're gonna love this.
So yeah, I'm driving a Vauxhall this week, which to be fair is still better than walking. And this, if you haven't worked out already, is one that's based on the Suzuki wagon, as Richard Hammond once called it. I've got no idea what the engine size is, but I'm fairly sure it's powered by hamsters.
This is my mate Nick's 2003 Vauxhall Aguila, and I bet you those bobbies got a good laugh. This is the backup car. This is the one that gets loaned out whenever anyone has an issue. Like this weekend. So thankfully I have breakdown recovery, so he ended up on a flatbed, and my mate at Lochside had a look this morning and he said what's happened is one of the corner pipes has been rubbing on the plastic trim. So eventually that's rubbed and rubbed and rubbed till it's burnt a hole in the pipe, which is aluminium. So basically all the power steering fluid's been leaking out, which would make sense because when we topped it up last night it just all flew straight back out again.
These are a common fail on the MK7 Transit, so there's loads of them on eBay. Have a guess in the comments below how much Ford are charging for this same stretch of pipe, and I'll let you know what that is later on.
Luckily, and I do count myself lucky here, I was doing low speed and I was like 10 seconds from where I was going to be stopping anyway. I hate to think what would have happened if that had failed on the bypass or on the dual carriageway or whatever. It really is similar to the Top Gear Beetles. I'm trying to remember what they had. I know the Beetle was there in Argentina, I can't remember.
It is collectively our least favourite car in the world.
Oh yes.
It is the punishment.
But they had something in Vietnam that was blaring out Born in the USA all the time. I feel like there was an Allegro at some point was the backup car. This would have been a good one. This is like our version of the Top Gear backup car.
But there are some positives. Running this thing's definitely a way to get the step count up. Because let's be honest, you're going to want to park this thing out of sight at every opportunity.
So Nick's warned me that the Aguila doesn't like standing water, and unfortunately it's rained for about a week and there's nothing on the roads but standing water. So this is quite an interesting drive back. Yeah, that wasn't good. Doesn't help that this feels like driving a Panda, and I rolled one in the rain a few years back. I'd come round a corner and hit diesel, and the next thing I know, trees at one side, grass verge on the other. Yeah, I didn't really have a lot of option but to go for the brake, and I ended up on my roof. I'm not sure the tyres on this are quite as narrow as the Panda's, but I'd rather not find out. The steering's slightly off, but I think she's on bigger than standard wheels. She's running Nova 3 spokes, which to be fair look alright. There's bonnet vents that don't actually have any holes cut in them, I don't think, so that's purely for show. And the extra 5 brake. But yeah, honestly, I am genuinely just glad to be on the road this weekend, because I don't like it when cars break down. The uncertainty, the stress, the worry really eats me up. And last night, we were so close to having the move finished, and then that happened, and it just kind of put a dampener on things. So I'm gonna head back and see if I can do a couple of tip runs in the car, although it won't be the Aguila.
So with the pipe replaced, I thought we were back in business, but it turns out this is just the start of the problems.
There we go. So yeah, this week's been a barrel of laughs, hasn't it? I mean, the coolant running low was bad enough, the power steering pipe going on me was bad enough, but now the oil warning light coming on, that's just like next level fear. I was really hopeful on Tuesday night that was it, I'd have Travis back, I could crack on with things, but no. To be fair, in almost a year and a half of having it, it's the first time he's given me grief, so I'll allow it this once. The oil level's more than fine, although the oil does definitely need changed. I'm keeping an eye on the coolant because that was dipping a little bit. But it could just be because it was so empty and we topped up. Maybe it didn't put in as much water as I thought, I don't know. But I'm going to keep an eye on that. The mayo that I thought I saw under the filler cap, turns out it's just condensation. The MK7 Transits are really bad for it. So unless we see something similar on the dipstick or when we drain the oil next weekend, it might not be end of days. The only thing that's really giving me any grief right now is that oil warning light. Could be a switch, could be wiring, it could be something bad. So the bottom line is, for the next few days, I'm gonna run the Aguila and just leave Travis to just sit. I don't want to run him until we get a proper look at him and make sure it's nothing bad. Last thing I want is the engine completely going, because that will be game over. So if you've got any theories, let me know. I'm all ears. I'm gonna get some oil and filters ordered up. We'll drain the oil, we'll put some engine flush through, and I just hope for the best. I am again grateful that I've got the Aguila. As much as I poke fun at it, I can get to work, I can get out, so, you know, every cloud and all that, I'm not entirely stranded, so that's something. But every time someone says to me, don't worry, I'm a worrier. This sort of stuff stresses me out, and it's purely on the basis I can't control this. If I know something's going wrong and it's within my power to control it, that's not so bad. But when it's your daily driver and you've got no idea what's going on, yeah, it's a little bit nervy. So let me know in the comments below what you think could be up with Travis. Is it just a service? The light did go out again, so it could be. And in case you're wondering, that power steering pipe direct from Ford, 88 quid plus the VAT for a bit of metal about that long. Nuts. And it's a common fail. So it's a badly designed piece of kit, but 100 quid for a bit of pipe. I nearly bought it too. Right, if you haven't done already, hit subscribe. I'd really appreciate it, especially just now. Next weekend, we should know what's going on with Travis. We should at least have a better idea. So, with any luck, everything will be all right, and this will all be for nothing. But I'm taking no chances.